12. Mr. Kennedy. Some wrestlers leave WWE with unfinished business, and Mr. Kennedy is one of the clearest examples. In WWE, he had all the tools to become a major star: incredible mic skills, natural arrogance, and one of the most memorable entrances of his era. His Mr. Kennedy introduction alone made him instantly recognizable. But injuries, timing issues, and backstage complications slowed everything down. Once WWE released him, TNA saw an opportunity and acted fast. Kennedy debuted in TNA in 2010 under the name Mr. Anderson and was immediately presented as a major acquisition. He wasn't brought in as just another ex-WWE name, he was pushed straight into headline stories. TNA placed him in top feuds and world title conversations almost instantly. The strange part was how quickly they expected fans to accept him as a cornerstone of the company. While he certainly had the charisma, the push felt rushed. 11. Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's WWE release surprised many fans because physically he looked like a future world champion. He had the presence, strength, and aura of a monster star, but WWE at that stage had pushed him before he was fully polished. When he arrived in TNA, they wasted no time. Lashley was treated as a dominant force almost from day one. TNA immediately placed him in major storylines and positioned him as one of the company's strongest athletes. The push made sense because he looked believable as a top star, but what makes it slightly strange is how TNA instantly expected him to carry the aura of a finished main event act. He was still developing as a character, and yet he was already being presented as one of the company's pillars. Later, this move paid off because Lashley eventually became one of TNA's most dominant world champions, proving that sometimes an immediate push can actually work when the talent has real star power. 10. Test. Test is one of those names many fans forget had a TNA run at all. After leaving WWE, TNA brought him in quickly and pushed him into major angles almost immediately. Standing beside top stars and being inserted into high-profile segments, it was clear TNA wanted viewers to see him as a serious threat. On paper, this made perfect sense. Test had the size, the intimidating look, and enough WWE history to feel important. But what makes this one strange is how short and chaotic the entire run was. He was given a big debut feel, almost as if TNA had found a new main event monster, yet the momentum disappeared almost instantly. Instead of building him carefully, the company rushed him into the spotlight and then seemed to lose direction just as fast. 8. Elijah Burke. Elijah Burke is one of the most underrated names on this list. In WWE, many fans believed he had huge potential that was never fully explored. Once he entered TNA as D'Angelo Dinero, the company pushed him hard and fast. He was given major promo time, strong feuds, and a character that instantly clicked with audiences. Unlike some other names, Burke's immediate push actually felt deserved because he had both charisma and in-ring ability. What makes this one strange is that TNA had the perfect opportunity to prove WWE wrong, yet they eventually sabotaged their own momentum. For a while, it genuinely looked like he was about to become one of the faces of the company, but inconsistent booking turned a strong push into a wasted opportunity. 7. Rhino. Rhino's case is fascinating because he was already a respected and believable star when he left WWE. TNA instantly understood his value and pushed him directly into the main event picture. From the moment he arrived, he was involved with top names and title-level stories. The gore was still one of the most explosive finishers in wrestling, and fans immediately recognized him. The strange part here isn't that TNA pushed him, it's that they almost leaned too hard into the former WWE guy image. Instead of fully reinventing him as a TNA monster, they used his WWE reputation as the main selling point. That immediate reliance on his past made him feel less like a new TNA-built force and more like a big-name import. 6. Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's move to TNA was one of the quicker transitions from WWE release to immediate television presence. TNA brought him in fast and gave him visibility right away. He was instantly treated as a recognizable veteran who belonged near the top of the card. The strange thing about this push was that much of it relied almost entirely on reminding fans who he used to be in WWE. Instead of letting him build a fresh identity, the company kept referencing his past, almost to the point where it overshadowed anything new he was doing. That's what makes this one more unusual than the previous names. The push was immediate, but the character never truly felt like it belonged to TNA. Number 6. Ron Killings, or K-Quick / R-Truth. This is where the list starts getting stranger. Ron Killings had previously been known in WWE as K-Quick, a lower card act that never truly broke through. When he arrived in TNA, the company did something shocking. They pushed him almost immediately into the world title scene. He even became one of the earliest major champions in TNA history. For someone who was not seen as a main event level star in WWE, this was a massive leap. Yet, strangely enough, it worked. Killings reinvented himself with sharp promos, real emotion, and a character that fans could invest in. This immediate push helped transform him from a forgotten WWE mid-carder into a legitimate star. Number 5. Brian Christopher. This one is genuinely strange. Brian Christopher, known in WWE mostly for his role in Too Cool and as a mid-card personality, was suddenly given a much higher level of importance in TNA. The company placed him into major stories and treated him as a far bigger deal than WWE ever had. The issue was that fans could clearly see the disconnect. He had never been established as a top single star in WWE, so seeing him suddenly pushed so hard in TNA felt unnatural. It's one of the clearest examples of TNA believing that simply taking a WWE name and elevating it instantly would automatically create credibility. Number 3. X-Pac. X-Pac's TNA run is one of the weirdest cases because he arrived with huge name recognition, but also with visible baggage from his later WWE years. TNA still pushed him immediately, even giving him championship opportunities and major screen time. On paper, it sounds logical. X-Pac was a member of DX and the NWO, both legendary factions. But the strange part is how clearly it felt like the company was relying on nostalgia rather than the present version of the wrestler. He was pushed as a major deal, yet fans could tell he wasn't the same performer from his peak years. That mismatch between reputation and reality makes this one far stranger. Number 2. Raven. Raven's jump to TNA was one of the most immediate pushes imaginable. He arrived and was thrown directly into world title level stories almost instantly. Unlike others, Raven absolutely had the credibility to justify it. He was already known for his dark, psychological character work and had a cult following. The strange part is how fast everything happened. There was almost no transition period. One moment he was gone from WWE, and the next he was one of the biggest names in TNA. While it created a huge buzz, it also made TNA seem desperate to capitalize on recently released WWE stars. Number 1. Christian Cage. Christian's case is legendary because it remains one of the biggest "what if WWE had pushed him properly" stories in wrestling history. When Christian left WWE, TNA immediately treated him like a top-tier superstar. No slow build, no testing phase, straight into the main event scene. He was instantly presented as a face of the company. The reason this ranks so high on the strange scale is because it was both surprising and brilliant. WWE had always kept Christian just below the absolute top, yet TNA looked at him and immediately saw a franchise player. The crazy part is that they were right. Christian thrived as a top star in TNA and proved that WWE had underestimated him. Number 1. Rob Van Dam. At number 1, the strangest and perhaps most impactful immediate push belongs to Rob Van Dam. When RVD arrived in TNA, it felt like the company was trying to make a massive statement. He was instantly positioned as a major attraction and pushed directly into the world title picture. This wasn't just a normal push, it was a full-blown declaration that TNA now had a superstar who could rival WWE's biggest names. What makes it the strangest is how quickly the company built so much around him. Within no time, he was one of the central faces of the promotion. TNA clearly believed that signing RVD would instantly elevate the company's prestige, and in many ways it did. His style, his aura, and his fan base made him a perfect headline name, but the speed of the push was still shocking.